Welcome back to this edition of World Talks with me, Anna Kalczyńska. Good morning. The former Polish Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki has been elected leader of the European Conservatives and Reformists ECR party yesterday. Polish ex-leader will take the baton from Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni, but since the two leaders have completely different approaches to the European Union, the appointment of Morawiecki may come as a surprise. Our guest, Karolina Borońska-Hryniewiecka, professor at Political Science, University of Wrocław, will hopefully shed some light on this enigma.
Good morning,
madam. Good to have you. Thank you for coming to the studio. So, as an agile politician, as a prime minister, Giorgia Meloni managed to bring the ECR into the mainstream alongside the Christian Democrats, socialists and liberals. But on the other hand, Mateusz Morawiecki's tenure as Polish prime minister was rather characterized by hostility towards Brussels. So thus his nomination as head of ECR is going to bring some changes.
Well, yes, first of all, I think this is very important to say that we are talking about quite important level in the European political system, because we are talking about the European political party. So this is a supranational grouping. We would say, and that would probably irritate Mateusz Morawiecki, a federation of parties. He's against federation, European federation. So basically, we're talking about a very important political power in the European Union, in Europe. He's going to head, as Giorgia Meloni previously, several political parties gathered at the European level. So we have to say that this is not actually a surprise, but this is a result of a long-term negotiation and bargain that was going on between Meloni and the Brothers of Italy and Law and Justice Party. And it started just after the European elections, or even before. We have to remind our viewers that European Conservatives and Reformists were a very influential right-wing political party, political grouping, actually, in the previous political parliament. But then Viktor Orban, who was leading Fidesz, who was outside of the political spectrum, he decided to set up a new grouping, and they are called Patriots for Europe. And we have to remember that in June 2024, he was tempting Mateusz Morawiecki and the whole Law and Justice to join this new political grouping. So basically, and leave European Conservatives and Reformists. And Meloni had to offer something to Morawiecki. And please remember that Law and Justice, Peace, they are the second largest political party within European Conservatives and Reformists.
Although viewed as problematic and unconstructive.
That's true. That's another issue. But just to remind once again, Mateusz Morawiecki was torn between joining Orban and possibly Le Pen at that time, because Le Pen with Rassemblement National also joined Orban, and now they are under Patriots of Europe, or to stay with Meloni. Meloni was very much in trouble because she was a very influential politician on her political scene in Italy, but at the same time he was weakened by the influence of Orban on the European scene. And Mateusz Morawiecki in the end decided to stay with the Law and Justice within, but he was offered to take the baton of the president in the future, and this future is happening now.
So this is how it happened.
This is how it happened.
Okay,
but then,
short and simply.
Yeah.
And Giorgia Meloni described Mateusz Morawiecki as a valuable politician and a loyal person. So there is some kind of respect.
You can be a valuable politician and a loyal person and have different approaches to things. We have to say that European Conservatives and Reformists are pretty heterogeneous. So they don't have, this is not a one party. Again, this is a federation. It's a confederation of different political parties. So they have different approaches to things. For example, one very important issue is the approach to collaboration with the European People's Party. European People's Party, Donald Tusk was the leader, was the president of this party before he became another time Polish prime minister. So he was in the position of Morawiecki, but in a different political spectrum. And we have to remember also that Giorgia Meloni has a very smooth and pragmatic relationship with European People's Party. She's co-governing Italy with Forza Italia, with Antonio Tajani, who's now foreign minister. And this is making her more open and more ready to cooperate with von der Leyen Commission. On the other hand, Morawiecki and Tusk are big adversaries, and they basically there is no way that we can imagine they're cooperating in Poland. But a gate is opening for supranational cooperation. Because when Trump will come to power very soon, this is actually putting pressure on the center-right and the right in the European Union to unite and to create a front to forge a renewed, strong transatlantic relationship. So I think we might be witnessing something quite interesting, which is kind of an approach and more closeness between center-right and right at the European level. And this might actually bring some new pragmatic, constructive solutions to Europe in the field of security, which is priority. And also let's remember that security unites everybody across political spectrum.
Yes.
Immigration is another thing, a Green Deal is another thing, but we have to look at the priorities. So maybe we're actually witnessing something positive here.
Interesting. Anyway, we have seen recently a meeting by Giorgia Meloni and Donald Trump. They certainly discussed these issues as well. Now, Mateusz Morawiecki has been invited to Donald Trump's inauguration ceremony, which also can tell us something about possible alliances, at least politically. So what the future hold for Mateusz Morawiecki? What would you expect?
Well, first of all, we have to also mention that the European Conservatives and Reformists have a partner party in the United States, which is Republicans. They are affiliated as a partner party. So this is obvious that the president of the Conservatives and Reformists is invited to Washington. And now this is Mateusz Morawiecki. If it had been Giorgia Meloni still, she would go there in this position. I'm sure that she will go there in a position of Prime Minister of Italy, along Viktor Orban and other people, but Mateusz Morawiecki will be there as well. And obviously this is very important for him because this is prestigious, but also it goes very much in line with the law and justice approach to keeping very strong ties with Trump.
Republicans, right.
With Trump and with Republicans. And we should view it as, I think, additional factor of enforcement of this, European center-right front. I wouldn't look at it in a negative light. I would look at it as we have two camps, Prime Minister camp. So this is our ruling coalition trying to forge new European sovereignty deal for the European Union, but also we need US on board to keep on supporting Europe, to keep on playing the same team against Russia.
Remains to be seen who from the political Polish leaders is going to be invited to this inauguration ceremony. But what is the long-term plan for Mateusz Morawiecki domestically? And how realistic do you think is the prospect of taking him the baton in law and justice here in Poland after Jarosław Kaczyński?
I've heard over the last days some rumors that maybe he wants to actually step in this political campaign and to take the baton for becoming the next president of Poland. But I think he's not interested in that at this time. And I think that having this position at the European level of the leader of one of the most important political groupings is a very comfortable and very influential position. And we have to remember that no matter what are our political views, we have to see Mateusz Morawiecki as an apt actor to do that. He speaks English very well. He's pretty much respected internationally as well. So I think he will be dealing with this position in a quite, I would say, constructive way. I really do hope as well that this will bring benefits for Poland in this transatlantic new configuration after Donald Trump. So I think his ambitions are more there now than in Poland.
Europeally, and I mean internationally.
Internationally, yes, of course.
And how about Poland in the very long range?
Well, Poland now is in a very also comfortable position. Everybody around the world is speaking how much of a position of power we are acquiring economically, undoubtedly. Also in international relations, very experienced player from the Eastern policy point of view. So I think I would just wish that we will use this opportunity for the 6 months. And also we will start this new opening with Trump in a constructive way.
With two most recognizable politicians, Donald Tusk and Mateusz Morawiecki now. Karolina Borońska-Hryniewiecka, thank you very much for being with us this morning.
Thank you very much.
And that concludes this edition of World Talk. Please stay with us.